welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. Today I am going to be doing the reading habits tag. I believe the original tag creator is Ariel Bisset, so I am going to link her below, or the original tag video below. And yeah, these are just fun little questions to figure out what your reading habits are, and I think it's just interesting to film this at the end of the year, like looking back at the year and then maybe compare it to next year if my reading habits change. There are a total of 11 questions in this tag, so let's jump right in. First question is, do you have a certain place in your home for reading? No, not really. I don't have a specific reading nook. I just read whenever, wherever. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be the specific side of our couch, the one that you always see in my reading vlogs. I always say that it's my perch. We're back at my perch. Back at my perch because I'm always perched on that side of the couch. I love that spot because it's right beside the dining table, which means I have all of that space to put like my drink or my phone or whatever. It also has an outlet, and then you have the armrest. It's a perfect spot for me right now, so maybe that's my reading spot. Second question is, bookmark or random piece of paper? Most of the time I actually use my lovely Kindle, so I don't really need bookmarks. But if I'm reading a physical book, honestly, I just tend to use whatever I have on hand. Sometimes I use my Kindle, like I insert it in a page or whatever, like a piece of paper, a receipt, anything. My phone even sometimes. But I do have a couple of bookmarks that I think are cute. So this is one of them. This is from Studio Ghibli Museum. So I got this when I did my solo travel to Japan. And it just has it's like a film strip of one of their films. This one is Spirited Away, which is cute. Oh, no, this one is Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, it's Sophie, so it's Howl's Moving Castle. I have this one, so I use this as my bookmark most of the time. Question number 3. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain number of pages? I kind of have to stop reading at the end of chapters. I make it a point to get to the end of a chapter if I'm thinking that I want to stop reading. It feels kind of odd for me to stop like mid chapter or like mid paragraph because it feels like I'm leaving in the middle of a conversation, if that makes any sense. I don't really care for the number of pages that I read per day because I usually read in between things, like in between waiting in line, in between, I don't know, waiting for something at work, lunch hour. So I don't set like a daily page goal. Question number 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? If I'm reading a physical book, I don't really eat, but I do love a good iced drink, especially like iced coffee. I am honestly a messy eater. My partner always makes fun of me for it. I don't know, I'm a messy eater. Whenever I eat, there's always like crumbs and stuff all over, like surrounding my plate. It's not my finest moment. Because I'm a messy eater, I don't like to eat while I'm reading a physical book because 1, I don't want to risk getting like food stains and crumbs on my book, and 2, I hate ants, or insects for that matter, so I don't want to risk having ants by leaving like crumbs on the pages of my book. So yeah, no, I don't eat, but I would definitely indulge in a cold drink. 5th question, multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Nope, 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 nope. I can't even listen to an audiobook while reading the book physically. Like, it hurts my brain just to think about it. I don't know, I just get jumbled and confused. I like to fully immerse myself when I'm reading, so I don't think playing other like media, like TV or songs, would help me. White noise I can do, but yeah, obviously I prefer like a quiet space. 6th question. Now this one is quite interesting. One book at a time or several at once? If I had done this tag maybe like last month, I would say that I'm a one book monogamous book girly, but I have since started to sort of dabble a little bit into like reading multiple books at the same time. I started small. I started with reading like a novel and then reading manga. So I read the novel on my Kindle, maybe physical, and then I would read manga on my iPad. So that was easy enough because the two mediums are very different. I read them on different devices, and I don't know, the topics are just so insanely different that I don't get confused. And then I took it one level higher. I decided to try listening to an audiobook and reading a different book on my Kindle. That was a little bit of a challenge at first. So I actually did like a vlog where I did that for the first time. I will link it below. I did start by reading the book first, and then the next time that I read, I listened to the audiobook. But then, after a while, I just ended up listening to the audiobook all the way to the end. So I don't know if that counts with multi-book reading. I guess it does. So the short answer is, I'm usually a one book girly, like a one book at a time girly, but I am trying to, you know, spread my wings and try multiple books at the same time. Next question, reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere. This is why I 100% adore my Kindle, because it is so small. Like, I can take it with me anywhere. It's not a hassle for me to just chug it into my bag of choice. Sometimes it even fits in my jacket pockets. So yeah, it's super easy, super convenient, and it helps me read a lot more. So yeah, everywhere. I mean, I do like reading at cafes. Obviously, reading at home can be quite superior because you're super cozy and comfy, but sometimes if you want the extra vibes, the extra ambience, reading at a cafe or maybe in nature, those are quite good spots as well. Question number 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head? I don't think I've ever met anyone who reads out loud. Maybe they like mumble the words while they're reading. Anyway, I read silently in my head. Next question. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? Not really. Who does this? Anyway, not really, but before, when I used to read a lot more physical books, or when I only read physical books because I didn't have my Kindle then, I kind of have this like quirky little habit where I pick up a book and open it at a random page and I just read that page. I don't know why I did it. Did I ever get spoiled? Not really, because there's no context at all. I would probably be super unlucky to like pick a page where like a character dies or something. But yeah, so I've never really got spoiled. But I don't know, I just like doing that before. But now that I'm on my Kindle, it's kind of it's not the same experience trying to like go to a random page. It doesn't have the same like tactile feeling of opening a book in half or whatnot. So yeah, I don't really do that anymore. So no, I don't skip pages. Okay, second to the last question. This one divides the community like no other. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new? Honestly, I don't really think about it. I don't purposely like break the spines of new books that I'm reading, but I actually don't mind it as well if I break it. And this probably also has to do with the fact that I like to buy hardcover books. And I don't know, can you break the spine of hardcover books? No, right? So yeah, so I don't really care like how I open the book, how I leave them open. I know that some people like to really be precious with their books so that the spine looks good, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it helps to keep your books looking new, and it helps with like displaying it on the shelf as well as if you're reselling it. But yeah, since I mostly get hardcover books, I don't really think about it as much. The final question is, do you write in your books? I don't, but I do have this strong desire to be that kind of reader. Every time I see like annotated and tabbed books, that just makes me happy, but I can never really get myself to do it. The most that I've done is tab books. I think I'm gonna level it up a little bit and try to like underline with pencil. So no commitments. I don't know, I'm really torn because I love the clean look of books, but at the same time I like the experience of being able to look back at my thoughts the first time I read a book. But at the same time, if a book is clean, it's easier to sell if, you know, you're not vibing with the book anymore. But at the same time, if you have annotations and stuff, the books feels a lot more personal, a lot more you. I don't know. I go back and forth with this. So I think my middle ground right now is just tabbing books and then maybe underlining it with pencil. Maybe. I haven't tried it, but maybe. So yeah, that is the reading habits book tag. Pretty straightforward, but the questions are quite fun. So yeah, I am gonna tag a couple of people for this. I know like booktube tags are not a thing anymore, but I don't care. I'm gonna tag these people because I'm curious about their reading habits. Of course, I'm gonna tag Pam from Pam Shenanigans. And then I'm gonna tag Perry from Six of Chaos. Who else? I am also going to tag Ray from Ray Reads PH. You know what? I'm gonna tag Jamie from Jamie's Library. And then I also tag Jan from Jan Agathon. Yeah, obviously no pressure to do the tag, but I'm curious about your reading habits. And you, if you want to do this tag as well, go ahead. I'm tagging all of you. You could actually even do it in Instagram or wherever you are. I will leave all of the questions in the description box so you could easily copy and paste them. And again, this tag was created by Ariel Bisset. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I will leave a link to her channel as well. So that is it for today's video. Bye!